In this episode, the structure starts to close. The roof goes on. Walls follow. And the build stops being fully exposed. Some things don't get filmed. The first panel was for me to understand the movement, the order, the mistakes. The story really starts with the second one. The ground didn't help. It forced me to think. I moved the ladder again and again, looking for the right position, planning each step before lifting anything. Heavy things don't become lighter, but you can change how they behave. At around 45 degrees, weight becomes manageable. You lift one end, then the other, and let the panel slide into place instead of forcing it. Once I was up on the roof, the challenge changed. It wasn't about balance, it was about slipping. Gravity was always there, pulling, especially when driving a screw and changing my points of contact. I measured carefully. I slowed down even more. And with patience, it worked. After the first panels were fixed, I stopped for a moment. From up there, the place looks different. The hills, the valley, the orchard, the forest. And 2 panels below my feet. It was time to keep going. The last measurements, the last screws. By the end of the day, the roof was finally done. I stayed there for a moment, just to breathe and to understand what had changed. It was a dry year. Green had become rare. From above, I noticed a visitor. She crossed the field, jumped the fence, and went straight for the leaves that were still alive. While I was covering the structure, she was simply looking for food. Life didn't stop for the build. The back wall was different. The panels were shorter, lighter, easier to handle. The process was simple, but precise. Lift the panel, set it into the groove of the previous one. Slide it up into position. I held it temporarily, took my references, and fixed it in place. Bottom first, then the top. To keep everything aligned, I used a string. A laser would have been more elegant, but the sun was strong, and simple solutions work. For the rest of the panels, the process stayed the same. Some resisted more than others, but nothing dramatic. As I moved forward, the panels started to cooperate. In the end, the panels were fixed. The back wall was standing, and for the first time, there was shade inside. The structure was partially closed now, especially against the sun. The side wall needed a different approach. I mounted a temporary rail on the trailer's drawbar to guide the first panel. By now, I was more confident, so this time, you see the very first panel. The order was familiar, the mechanics were the same. It just required a few extra decisions. It had to be cut to follow the roof's angle, and part of it would later become a window opening. One panel. More decisions. To mark the cut, I went back up on the roof. I could have done it from the ground, but I think I was simply too eager to climb again. Slowly, the panel found its place. The next panels followed the same logic, quietly, one after another. By the end of the day, the structure had changed. The roof was on, 3 walls were closed. It wasn't finished, but it was protected. And now, it was clear where everything was heading.